Hi everyone, my name is Rachel Dorneanu, and I'm a counselor with Johns Creek and Alpharetta Counseling. I specialize in anxiety, perfectionism, and premarital counseling. I also work with ages 13 and up. In this video, I'm going to discuss the 3 types of perfectionism, how perfectionism impacts your life, why understanding perfectionism is important, and setting realistic goals and expectations for ourselves. To see more great videos on mental health, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell. So let's start with, what is perfectionism? Perfectionism is a combination of setting high standards for ourselves or others and feeling a need to be perfect. As a recovering perfectionist, I understand completely how you might be feeling. So there are 3 types of perfectionism. The first one is self-oriented perfectionism. This is when we set high standards for ourselves, we're driven, we're self-critical. And then there's other-oriented perfectionism, where we have high standards for others, criticize them, often disappointed when they don't live up to our expectations. And then socially prescribed perfectionism, when others have high expectations for you. There are quite a few fears that can be related to perfectionism. These are just a few. So maybe it's a fear of failure, fear of success, fear of rejection, fear of embarrassment, fear of being alone, fear of not being liked, and fear of trying new things. Take a moment and see which of these might resonate with you. All right, why do I need to know about perfectionism? Well, it actually can affect a lot of different parts of our lives. So it can affect professional success. Maybe you need to have the biggest accounts, or your relationships with significant others, kids, your parents, or maybe parenting if you're a parent dealing with your kids. It can affect our physical appearance, feeling like we need to look amazing and fit into that certain outfit. It can be our academic success, needing to have straight A's, 4.0 GPA. It can affect our athletic ability, fitness goals. Maybe you need to be the best bodybuilder in the gym. Our physical environment can be affected, so maybe everything needs to be in your house just so. It can also affect your lifestyle. So take a moment and think of how perfectionism affects your life. It could be one of these or all. Okay, so what perfectionism may look like. These are just a couple of ones that may apply to you. If not, that's okay. And feel free to leave it in the comments of what may apply to you. So maybe it's the idea of being perfect, not risk-taking, rewriting papers or emails, never being disagreeable, so maybe some people-pleasing, proving ourselves over and over and over again, being hard on ourselves or others, having high criticism, and maybe fear and anxiety as well. So I want you to know that you are not alone in feeling this way of being a perfectionist, of having perfectionistic tendencies. I am a recovering perfectionist as well. So maybe we need to find a way to work on it. So ways we can work on this that I recommend are to try and stop the comparison trap, whether it's comparing yourself to yourself in the past, or maybe comparing yourself to other people in your environment, your colleagues, siblings. Finding a way to live in the now is really, really important. Finding a way to just be present, being open-minded, being open to new ideas, finding a way to stop bullying yourself. Something about being a perfectionist for ourselves is that we're really, really good bullies. And then the other one is lowering our expectations for ourselves or for others. We're not perfect, we're human. We're going to make mistakes, and we got to find a way to move on. So with the new year being here, we can look at new beginnings. So maybe setting some realistic goals. And so a way that I usually help my clients with this is something called SMART goals. And so it's an acronym. What this is something that is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-oriented. So with that, I actually have an example on the next slide that I want to talk about. And so another thing is being flexible and being creative with our goals. Is completely fine if we find that we've set a goal and it doesn't really fit with what's going on in life, or maybe it's not the right chapter for us to be working on something. So we can say, you know what? It's fine. I'll change my goal to fit what I need to do. And that's okay. It is okay to change your goals. The example that I came up with, let's say it's the new year, you want to start journaling. An example could be, I will journal about my perfectionist expectations of myself for 5 minutes a day, at least 3 times a week, each week. If that fits for you and that's doable, awesome. If it's not, that's okay. And you can fit your goal to fit what works best for you. I think one of the biggest things is being able to ask yourself, is this doable? Is this something that with my crazy lifestyle that I'm living and kids and expectations and work and everything else going on, that you can say, is this doable? Part of the other things of working on perfectionism is being mindful of our negative thinking, like I talked about, making sure that we are able to say, okay, am I going to choose to be nice to myself? Which is what we need to be working on, right? Or am I going to choose to bully myself? Probably not going to be helpful. So being mindful of mindfulness, being mindful, being in the present moment, living in the now can be really helpful. Okay, being mindful of acceptance of things that we can't control. I don't know about you, but part of being a perfectionist is dealing with control of, okay, I'm going to plan out my week. I'm going to make a to-do list. I'm going to set expectations of other people. But we can't control other people, and we can't really control outcomes. So we're finding a way to worry less because we can't control the outcome. Okay, and then being mindful of making time to unwind. So many perfectionists I know, whether it's my clients or myself or friends, and we have such a hard time, especially in our society, of making time to unwind. So sometimes I'll suggest for people to actually schedule in breaks. That is completely fine. If you need an hour for lunch to do some yoga, to eat lunch, take a power nap, do meditation, whatever you need to do, that's okay. So find a way to schedule time for you to relax. Okay, and then being mindful of when it's time to reach out for professional help. Maybe you set really high expectations for your partner and it's starting to really affect your relationship. That's when it may be time to ask for some professional help. Or maybe your negative thinking has turned into anxiety and what ifs, and you go down a rabbit hole of negative thinking, and you're like, I can't get out of this negative thinking. Maybe time to ask for help, and that's okay. It is okay to ask for help. Okay, so with all of this said, if you are located in Georgia or Florida, you actually have access to Johns Creek and Alpharetta Counseling. This is our website right here. And we offer both in-person and online sessions at this time. So thank you for watching our video and being a part of our JCAC community. Feel free to ask questions or comments below. We would love to hear from you. To become a part of our community, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell. We will see you in our next video. Thanks.